Hello everyone, welcome to this hour-long class designed to stretch your hips a little or a lot. At the moment we might be sitting a lot, or running a lot, or walking a lot because that's more or less the only thing that we can do at the moment. So let's try to take a little bit of tension away from the outside, inside of the hips as well as some of the back. You might need a belt. I'm sitting on a break. You definitely will need something to sit on so that your hips are at least in line with your knees. Let's start lying down. So get yourself ready, lying on your back. And you can here have either the legs extended or the feet flat and the knees up. And we can take the hands to the belly just to sense and center ourselves here. Taking the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Take a moment to notice how you are physically feeling. Remembering to pay attention to those areas that may need a little bit more attention today. Only ever go as far as you feel is comfortable. You can always pass on a couple of postures or stop and take your time and then get back onto them. Notice your breath. Take 3 more breaths, trying to make them go into your belly. So as you inhale, breathing into the belly. And exhale, release the belly towards the spine. Worry not if your breath doesn't go as far as your belly. Just let your expanded breath go as far as it wants to. One last breath. And then from here you're going to take the right knee in towards the chest and then the left knee in towards the chest. Hug those knees in. Maybe have a little lower back roll. And then here, taking the hands to the top of the knees. As you inhale, you're going to allow the knees to come forward. And as you exhale, you bring those knees back in towards the chest. Take this another 3 times. Then come back with your knees in line with your hips. If you can, take the shins parallel to the floor. If it's too much, just let the feet dangle down. Bring the arms up and we're going to take some ankles and wrist rotations in one direction and then in the other direction. Interlace the fingers, press the palms facing up towards the ceiling, then take the arms overhead to the floor if that's comfortable, or separate the arms and leave a little bit of space if that's more agreeable to your shoulders. Then lift those legs up towards the ceiling. They may not want to straighten straight away. Don't worry about it. You could even have the feet, the shins parallel to the floor still. And then you can separate the knees out and then release the heels and then take some circles in those knees. So in one direction and then in the other direction. Then bring the knees back through towards the center. The hands go over to the top of the knees. Inhale, push the knees forward and then out to the side. Exhale, in towards the chest and together. Inhale, forward and out. Exhale, in and together. Once more, so some hip rotations. Make the circles small. You can make them bigger as you go along. Otherwise, just keep them small. This time, inhale, knees in and out. Exhale, forward and together. Release your feet to about hip width apart. You can even go wider. Have the arms to the side, making sure that you have space. And then let's inhale, take the knees over to the right and the gaze over to the left. Inhale back through towards the center, knees over to the left, gaze over to the right. Let's take this another 2 times to either side. Come back through to the center. Take the soles of the feet together and allow those knees to be open wide. So you're reclining couplets here. And then take the hands, rub them together to create a little bit of warmth. And then release those to the inner thighs, just to make sure that you'll feel comfortable here. You could have your legs a lot further forward if that's a bit too strong for your inner thighs. Then hands to the outside of the thighs, bring the knees back together. Take the right knee in towards the chest and extend that left leg forward. Here you take a couple of breaths, keeping that left leg active, so the toes, shin, knee, thigh facing up towards the ceiling. Tuck the chin in towards the chest, take the hand behind the head. Inhale, and then as you exhale, take the forehead towards the knee, so the left elbow is pointing towards the left foot. Inhale back through to the floor. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Release. Slide the hand back and away. And then we're going to change sides here. So you're going to extend the right leg forward, hugging that left knee in, taking a couple of breaths as you keep the right leg active. And then you take the hands behind the head, the right hand, tuck the chin, inhale. As you exhale, forehead towards the knee or at least towards the pubic bone. Inhale, release down. Exhale, lift up. So you're getting a stretch into the front hip flexor here. And then you're going to release your head all the way down to the floor. Bring, again, both feet flat to the floor. And what we're going to be doing here is to take that windshield wipe posture again. Sorry, to have the knees up, but take the right shin across the left thigh. And then you're going to allow the knees to come over to the right. Inhale to the center, knees over to the left. So you're slightly coming off your mat. Inhale, knees to the center. Exhale, knees to one side. Again to the center and to the other side. So this might start to stretch you out to hip, your buttocks, your waistline even. Then we're going to come back through towards the center and take the right foot down to the floor. Take the left shin across the right thigh. And then as you exhale, bring the knees over towards the left, back through to the center and over towards the right. Twice more. come back to the centre, have the left foot down towards the floor, bring the arms back up over the head and the side of the body. It may well be the time where you'll need a belt here, and if what we're about to do feels a little too strong, then you can definitely come back to the previous posture of just taking the knees from side to side. Otherwise, here you have the right shin across the left thigh. Where you may want the belt is as you inhale and you take that left leg in. If you cannot thread your hands behind the thigh to go behind the thigh, then you are going to use your belt. Make sure that the head is relaxed, so you could also have a cushion behind you. And so from here, there, you can allow that leg, the left leg, to be down, or the shin parallel, or even that leg up towards the ceiling. And then it's the right knee that gently pushes away, so you might feel somewhat a stretch into the outer hip, the glutes, the hamstrings maybe. Make sure that the knee feels, or both knees in fact, feel comfortable. Release, foot to floor, take the right foot to the floor. We're going to change sides, so take that left leg across. Take the right knee in when you're ready, hand behind or using your belt. The right foot can be dangling parallel to the mat or up towards the ceiling. And notice perhaps the difference in sides. Take a few breaths here as you mentally push the left knee away, or physically, gently still. And then let's release. Let's take the left foot down to the floor. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Tuck the chin, slide the hands behind the thighs, and then start to rock back and forth until you can come up to seat. But if it's not for you to do this, then more than welcome to roll over onto the side and then to come up to a comfortable seated posture. So from here, we're going to take our legs a little bit more forward here. So we're into more of a fire log. So your front heel will be underneath your opposite knee, and the same for the knee, for the heel, so that is closer in towards your buttocks. If it's too strong, then you're more than welcome to take those legs a little bit more in, or actually take them out. From this, we're going to take the hands out to the side, inhale, lift, and then as you exhale, you're going to come forward and then bring the hands forward. You may still be uplifted with your upper body, or you may be able to release yourself. Slowly inhale, come all the way back up. Let's take the opposite crossing of the legs, and again do this on the other side. So you can walk those legs as far forward as feels comfortable. Also, I didn't say, because I cannot do it, but a full fire log would have your foot on top of the knee, and then this knee would be touching the bottom knee, or you would have a block or a brick. And if you can bring yourself comfortably forward and down, then you're more than welcome to do so. I am not one of those people who find fire log easy in my hips, so having the feet to the floor, lifting the spine and folding forward is more than enough. Inhale, slowly gaze up. Take the knees together, extend the legs. You might take the flesh away from underneath the buttocks, or you might even sit on a block or a brick here. And we're going to take the left hand to the side of the left hip, take the right arm out, turn the palm up, and take a side angle here, so making sure to release, to still have both sitting bones down to the floor. Inhale back through to the center and over to the other side. Left arm out, palm up, over the head, and a gentle side bend there. Coming back through towards the center, taking the right hand to the outside of the left leg, the left hand behind you, crown of the head up. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist. Inhale, gaze back through towards the center, spine comes back through towards the center. Over to the other side, left hand outside of the right leg, right arm behind you, crown of the head up, spine long, exhale, you twist. Slowly gaze back through towards the center. Come to your hands and knees, so if you can, hands free, using your core, if possible, so that you find yourself here. Middle fingers facing forward, thumbs facing towards one another, knees to about hip width apart. Inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to round into your back. Inhale, see that the bottom of the shoulder blades are pointing towards the tailbone, and you're allowing your belly to be like a hammock, and then you've got the space to gaze up. Exhale, round. Inhale. Drop. Exhale, round. Inhale. As you next exhale, you're going to tuck the toes, bring the hands a little further forward, sit back into your heels, and then lift yourself back to knees bent. So you're lifting into a downward facing dog, pressing the knuckles down into the floor. Then you can start to stretch the legs back and maybe releasing those heels. You're going to walk those hands towards the back of the mat. And then find yourself into Uttanasana, your standing forward bend. You may well need to have a break at the bottom here. Or your hands will be comfortably on the floor. And you can take the weight back and forth, stretching a little bit more into the back of the legs, finding where your sitting bones are going up to, ideally lifting up towards the ceiling. Tuck the chin, bend the knees, uncurl yourself with a rolling spine, only if your back feels comfortable. Otherwise, it's hands to the knees or the shins, coming to half a tabletop. And then as you exhale, coming all the way back up, finding yourself right with the crown of the head facing up towards the ceiling. Last. Take a couple of breaths here. From this, let's roll back down, move the brick to the side, and let's make our way to the top. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down towards the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, the front leg goes back into a down dog. Alternatively, stay onto the hands and knees. So either here, hands to either side, push yourself up into a down dog, or remain into the hands and knees. From the down dog, you're going to come forward into a plank, or from your hands and knees here, you're going to release yourself, elbows in, and then releasing yourself all the way down towards the front. Let's take the forearms forward and then melt the chest. Release, hand down, elbows to the side. Tuck the toes, stay onto your hands and knees, or go back into your child's pose to push up into your down dog. Lift the right leg up, and then you're going to take the right leg forward to release the left knee down to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, the back leg comes all the way to the front. Crown of the head down, bend the knee, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Let's do this to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Lift your head, left leg to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, the front leg goes back into a down dog, or you stay into your hands and knees. Up onto the toes, forward into a plank or a half a plank, release, nose, chin, chest. And then maybe here you come into your Sphinx, or you can come into a hovering cobra where the hands are by the side of the chest and you lift up. Hands back down to the floor, sit back into your heels, lift back up into a down dog. Left leg lifts, left leg comes forward, release the right knee down to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, comes to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knee, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Two more, this time maybe challenging the balance a little bit more. Arms up as you inhale, down as you exhale. Right leg goes back. See whether you can keep the right knee up off the floor, that's an option. And you can lift the arms up if you want into a high lunge. Hands down to the floor, front leg goes back into a down dog. Up onto the toes, forward into a plank or a half a plank again. Release nose, chin, chest. Maybe even an upward facing dog here. Up into a down dog. Right leg lifts. Remember, you could step the hands over to the left to step wide the right leg all the way to the front to help you. See whether you want to have the left knee down to the floor or not as you take a high lunge or a low lunge. Hands down to the floor, back leg to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knee, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. One last time. Fold forward. Left leg goes back. Left knee stays on or off the floor. Release yourself down. Take the front leg back. Up onto the toes, forward into a plank or a half a plank. Back bend of your choice. Back onto hands and knees or down dog. Left leg lifts, comes forward. Choose your lunge. Release the hands down to the floor. Back leg steps to the front, crown of the head down. Bend the knee, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Hands in towards the chest. Release the arms out to the side. And take a couple of breaths here. Noticing the flow of the breath, perhaps feeling the blood flow through the body as well. Then you'll be in the middle of the mat facing towards the long end of your mat. Toes and heels together. You can bend the knees, take the hands together, providing you feel comfortable jumping out, or you can try this once, and if it's too much bearing weight into the knees, then you don't do it again. 1, 2, 3, jump out. So now the outer edges of the feet are somewhere quite close to underneath the wrists, or at least between the elbows and the wrist. Take the hands to the hips. It might look like the other way around as we are, as I'm not necessarily mirroring here, but go with it. You take the back foot, so for me that is my left foot, but I'll say right foot comes in. left foot comes out. And here you want the sort of the seam of your trousers to be right in the middle there. So you're not coming forward, you're not coming back, it's somewhere in the middle. You can bend the front knee so the front heel is in line with the inner arch of the back foot. Shoulders and hips now start facing towards the long end of the mat. So you can feel that stretch into those hips and those legs. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, you're going to gaze towards the middle finger of the front arm. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, see whether you can release lightly the left forearm to the left thigh. You could turn the right palm up and take it over the head to come into your side angle. Option is to keep it to the hip here. Option also to take the hand down to the floor or to a brick, trying to keep that chest open here. Get a feel for what it's like to be in this posture right now. Press onto your feet. Inhale, come all the way back, hands to the hips, straighten the front leg. Take those feet parallel again, and we're going to take this to the other side, paying a little bit more attention onto the hips on this one. So take the left foot, toes up, turn them in, and then the right toes out. Again, if you look at the seam of your trousers, if you have one, but you're trying to have this in the middle essentially, so it follows. So you're not sticking your bum out so that this comes forward, and you're not rolling back forward so your leg is rolling back. You are balanced here. So from your underwear, if you like, where it sits, all the way down, you're in a straight line, if that makes sense. Bend that right knee, and then the outside of the right knee tries to turn towards the bottom so that the knee tracks with the toes. Inhale, so the chest and the hips are facing towards the long end of the mat. Lift the arms, relax the shoulders, gaze towards the middle finger of the front arm. You can inhale, hinge forward, release the forearm lightly to the leg, turn the left palm and then take it over the head for an extended stretch. Remember to keep pressing onto the ball, little toe mound, inner heel and outer heel of both legs. Remember, you can take your options of having the brick onto the inside or the hand all the way down to the floor, the top arm behind you. You're trying to keep your chest open. You can gaze down towards your toes, forward and away from your mat, or up towards the ceiling if you want to. Top arm is back up, bring yourself back through, hands to the hips, straighten the front leg, and those feet become parallel again. Arms out, 1, 2, 3, jump back in. Release the arms out to the side. Good. Taking the awareness of your right foot, you're going to lift the left knee and open it out to the side. Possibly you want the toes simply on the floor, or you can have them a little higher up. Inhale, lift the arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, turn the palms, the forearms, the upper arms. You may stay here or come up with the fingers, so you find your Vrikshasana, your tree posture. Keep the right hip screwed in, keep the left knee open and out as if you were just a door opening. But you're trying to keep the left side of the rib cage going towards the right side of the rib cage to keep that balance. Release the arms down, take the knee to the front and the foot to the floor. Let's come to Vrikshasana, tree on the other side. Take your weight onto the left leg, lift the right knee, open it out to the side and release it alongside the leg wherever it feels comfortable. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, turn the palms, the forearms, the upper arms. Really press the foot against the leg and the leg against the foot. Inhale, lift the arms up. Option, you can really take any variation that feels comfortable with your hands as long as you find your balance here. And then release the arms out and down, knee to the front, foot to the floor. From this, let's bend the knees, take the hands together, 1, 2, 3, jump out or step out. This time, take the hands to the hips. You're actually going to take the heels in and then bend your knees so you're coming into goddess posture. Now, I have a wall behind me which is very handy because here I'm going to come to my wall, and what I'm trying to keep really is my shoulders in line and my hips together, so my shoulders are touching the wall, and then I can go a little further down. You don't have a wall, not a problem. Still stay, for example, feet to the edge of the mat and try to keep dropping straight down with the pelvis so the knees open out. Only go as low down as feels comfortable. So inhale. As you exhale, see whether you can sit a little lower down. And again. And once more. Inhale, come all the way back up. Woohoo, feel the warmth. 1, 2, 3, jump back in. Release the arms out to the side. Let's see here if we can either come back to the tree that we did with the legs, or whether we can move on to a similar posture that we did whilst we're laying on the floor, that figure of 4. So you're going to take the weight onto the right leg, bend the right knee, take that left, this time shin across the top of the thigh, so you're opening out to the side. This may well be where you want to stay for balance. Also, you could do this against the wall. Otherwise, you can inhale and lift the arms up. And then as you exhale, take them in towards the chest. If you want a little bit more stretch onto the hip, then you can hinge forward. And then maybe even rest your hands, your forearm onto the shin. You can allow the crown of the head to dangle down. You can even hug your shin, taking the right arm around the inside of the left foot and the left arm around the outside of the left knee. Then inhale, come all the way back up with the arms, hands down, release the foot. Take a breath here. Take this to the other side. So take the weight onto the right leg. Inhale and lift the left leg. Keep a slight bend into the right knee. Left knee even. Take the right shin across the left thigh. So you're doing the other side. Inhale, arms up if you want to. You can have those in towards the chest, and you can stay here and work at opening that knee out to the side, noticing what it feels like in the hip. Or you can now hinge forward and get a delicious-ish stretch into the hip. Just notice what it feels like. Take any variation that feels comfortable. That would include too having the fingers to the floor or to a brick underneath you if you wanted to. Then inhale all the way back up, release the hands down and release the leg. Good. From this, we're going to come back down towards the floor, work our way towards the floor. No, I forgot one posture. I knew it's trying to get through my mind. What we'll do here is take the weight onto the right leg and then take that left leg over. Have the toes to the floor. If you want to, you can bend the knees here. And you can even maybe hook the foot behind. Another option would be to have a brick, perhaps flat, on the outside of that standing leg, so that you could release that foot there and still have that feeling of bending the knees and sitting down. Take the arms out to shoulder height, then bring them over. Take the left arm over the right arm, cross at the elbows. Issues with the shoulders, just hug yourself, or you can Take the the left elbow into the right elbow and have the palms facing away from one another, or going back in. Here, you can bring those elbows forward, but release the shoulders down actually. So here we've got the option of moving the head from side to side. Now it might be a little bit more difficult if you're just holding onto that standing leg. Then release the arms out, release the leg out. Take the hands behind you, bend the knees, and then just open the chest up, taking the hands towards the skirting board. Come back up, over to the other side. So again, you might want to have a block or a brick to the other side here to help you with your balance. Take the weight onto the left leg, bend the knee, take the right leg over, so toes to wherever they feel comfortable, floor, brick, or maybe you're hugging and taking that foot behind the ankle. If your balance will be there, mine isn't today. So from here, take the arms out to shoulder height, then bring the hands forward. Take the right arm over the left arm, crossing at the elbows. Either turn the palms up and give yourself a hug, or palms away from one another with the forearms up, or hold onto the hand with the other hand, so the left hand goes around the right hand. Elbows forward and then down. Maybe you stay here, maybe you come from side to side with the gaze, or you try a cheeky folding forward, bringing the elbows towards the knees. And then coming back up and releasing. Good. Take a couple of breaths here. I'm going to turn back to face towards the front of the mat. If you're already there, then no worries. Actually, no, still staying towards the long end of the mat. Here, we're going to inhale, lift the chest, having the legs wide. Exhale, hinge yourself forward. Take the hands down towards the floor. And from this, with your hands on the floor, perhaps with the help of a block or a brick, your hands are quite further forward from your legs, and we're going to come forward into a frog posture. So for this, you're going to allow yourself to come all the way forward, so walk forward into a very wide-legged dog, then release your knees down to the floor and allow your feet to splay out to the side. This may well be enough for you to feel quite a lot of sensations in your legs. You can release the forearms down to the floor and then apply the pushing the forearms forwards that will push your hips back, and observe the sensation. Remember to only ever go as far as you feel is comfortable. If your knees do not want to come into this posture, you take yourself onto your back, and then you're going to allow those legs to splay out and have the flesh of the palms of the hands gently resting against the knees. So there's a little bit of gravity and an equal amount of stretch that you would have if you were into the other frog posture. If you're in frog, remain there. I'm going to come and join you in a minute, of course, unless it feels uncomfortable and you want to release. And then from this, we're going to, if you are onto your back, you're going to roll back onto your front to come to sit. Otherwise, if you're in frog, you're going to take your toes towards one another. Slowly release yourself forward and up. Slide the legs out to the side and come to a seated posture. To come to our cobbler's posture, I'm going to use glasses, and if you have one, a soft brick is quite good. I have my lovely meditation cushion, which feels just the ticket. So from this, I'm looking to have my hips higher than my knees, or at least in line. And actually, I probably will need this underneath as well. So that here, there we go. We have a long spine, And the knees open out to the side. Let's rest the hands onto the legs, palms facing up towards the ceiling, closing your eyes. Monitor how this feels into the hips. You may want to have the legs a little bit further forward into a diamond rather than close to your groin into a triangle. Does your spine feel long? And imagine here that your breath is coming in from the crown of the head into your belly as you inhale. And as you exhale, it comes and splits out through the hips, out towards the knees. And I like to think of this as if we were a teapot with two spouts, so where the breath of the hot water comes in from the crown of the head into the belly where there's a brew. And then you are pouring the breath or the tea out through your hips towards your knees. Softening into your facial features, relaxing the upper body, allowing gravity, time, breath to open those knees out to the side. Open your eyes. If you're quite comfortable here, you may stay here. If you like to fold in a little bit, you can take the hands forward and then just come in. Closing your eyes when you're folded in, making sure that there's no discomfort in the knees or the back. Recognize something that is challenging from something that is a discomfort. That takes sometimes a lot of time. So simply pull back, come away if you're not so sure that it's a discomfort or a pain. Slowly come all the way back up. Take the hands to the outside of the knees and bring those knees back together, hug them tight. Come away from your supports, or maybe not so actually. I'm going to keep my meditation cushion to give me a little bit more height in the hips. This is because I'd have a tendency to grip into my hips as we come into the next posture. So this posture here, you're going to take the left knee in towards the chest and into the outside of the leg. This may well be as far as you go with the bottom leg. Perhaps you can take bending the bottom knee and then releasing it to the outside of the hips. So your knees are together and they're stacked on top of one another. So we're aiming for Gomukhasana, feet or legs, so cow face legs. Here, you might press gently the hands onto the top thigh to help you keep that long spine. And then when you're ready, you can slowly bring yourself forward, or you can stay where you are, you can release the hands out to the front and fold in. If you're gripping, come back up and stop just before you feel that gripping feeling so that you can make sure that the tissues are relaxing, that your breath is happy. Inhale, come back up, slowly and curl yourself back up. Take the hands behind you, lift both knees, extend the bottom leg, extend the top leg. Other side, take the right knee up and then the right knee over the left knee. You can then, remember, if this is not going to happen or feels quite uncomfortable, keep that leg extended here. you will actually, if you do fall forward, get a bit more of a stretch into the hamstring. So here, you can take the hands to the thighs, so both knees are stacked as much as they can be according to your body shape. Notice what it feels like. If there's already maybe a hip stretch, if you're gripping, remember to breathe and let go. And then maybe you can hinge forward. Take the hands to either side of that front leg or to the front of the legs if both of them are bent. Inhale, gaze back towards the toes. Exhale, slowly uncurling yourself back up. Good. Take the hands behind you. Release the top leg, or release the bottom leg first and then the top leg. Move those knees a little bit from side to side. And then you're going to release the support if you've got one. From this here, you've got the legs extended. You're going to take the hands behind you and keep the left leg extended, take the right knee up, open it out to the side, then take the left arm over and across and lift, come to the inner arch of the left foot, lift yourself up, maybe the arm is over the head. Not for you, you can come into the bridge, which is the posture that we'll come to next. So if you're not too sure, just stay and watch for the time it takes us to go to the other side. So the right leg is extended, the left knee is out, and then you sweep and lift. So you're opening a little bit into your hips here. The bottom arm is not underneath the shoulder, it's a little further away. And then slowly release your bottom back down, take yourself back facing towards the top of the mat, and let's release ourselves down. So scoop your bottom down to the heel, slowly uncurl yourself down. You can here keep your feet parallel. Some of you may want to have a brick at the bottom of the feet, between the feet. That's very good to keep the position of your knees and your knee engaged, particularly if you suffer from arthritis. And then here, providing you've got the space behind you, just about, we're going to take a few dynamic bridges. So as you inhale, you're going to scoop, lengthen the tailbone, lift, and then lift the arms up over the head. Arms are an option, you could keep them to the side of the body. As you exhale, you release the spine down as you release the arms to the side of the body. So keep your feet pressed down. Big toe, little toe, inhale, outer heel down. Inhale, lengthen, scoop, and lift the arms as well as the upper body and the legs. And then as you exhale, release. I'm just trying to think, lifting the upper body but not the legs here would be impossible. You basically inhale, lengthen, lift, so float your pubic bone up towards the ceiling as you take the arms behind you maybe. And then as you exhale, you release. So go ahead, take another couple of those with your own breath. Then when you're ready, you can Discard the break if you had one to allow the feet to be slightly wider than the hips and the knees knock in towards one another. Stay there for another couple of breaths. Separate the knee, bring the heels back to be under the knees, extend the right leg forward. Take the left foot on top of the right thigh. Take the right hand to the outside of the left leg and then roll over onto your right hip. So you're bringing that left leg over and across. I do not have the space to extend the arm out, but if I did, I would. So here I'm going to take my arm into cactus arm. So I'm bending at the elbow with the fingers pointing behind me. I'm going to press the back of my head, lift my chest, and then roll a little bit more. So both my shoulders stay to the floor. You may even have a brick there to support your top knee or not. And you can take that leg higher or lower depending on how comfortable it feels. Take the gaze over towards the left arm. Slowly bring the gaze back up, allow that leg to come back, knee up towards the ceiling, extend the leg. And then you're going to take the other knee in, releasing the foot on top of the left thigh. Take the left arm over the right thigh, roll over onto your left hip and bring that leg over and across. Here again, perhaps you need to press the back of the head down to lift the chest up and allow a little bit more space so that both shoulders release to the floor. Try to relax the supporting side of the body so that left leg may be gazing over towards the right arm. Adjusting height, adjusting to what feels comfortable so that there is no tension in your face as you twist here. Gaze comes back to the center, knees comes back through towards the center. Both knees bend, feet flat, recenter your entire body. Take the arms a little closer towards the side of the body, and then you're going to extend your legs. Allow the feet to roll out to the side, unless you'd rather keep a little bit of support and take any different option to get comfortable into Shavasana. Whether your legs are extended or your feet are flat and the knees up, or you've got the soles of the feet together and you're releasing the knees to the side, make sure that you feel comfortable. And now that there is no more movement in your body, the breath becomes a little less obvious. Perhaps even a little shallow, as you feel the muscles release and relax and expand Bring your awareness into your hips now. The frontal hip bones, the bottom of your belly on either side, your pubic bone, your inner thighs, groin, towards the outside of the legs, the buttocks, top ridge, the back of the hips. Find the awareness of your breath in there. So even though your breath is shallow, bring the inhale into the pelvis and the exhale away. Allow for the body to become heavy. Slowly, gently, start to bring the awareness into the breath, this time making it a little bit bigger as you start to take movements around the fingertips and the toes, the ankles and the wrists. Then take any movement that feels comfortable. Until you are ready to roll over onto one side, curled up into a ball supporting your head. Open your eyes when you are ready to. Press the top hand down and bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated posture. Notice how you and your hips are feeling right now. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale loudly through the mouth. One more breath. Release the thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts towards yourself and others. To your lips for kind words towards yourself and others. And to your heart for kind actions towards yourself and others. I salute you. Namaste.